Imagine one of the world's most efficient mailbox systems, but created by a company that was supposed to avoid all mail errors. Or a computer company that changed the future of global technology by telling customers they didn't need computers. Sound contradictory? That's the beauty of reverse psychology. I'm your narrator, and in today's episode, we're going to explore reverse psychology, unlocking the hidden codes of success, and together we'll unravel the stories behind some of the great things that have been accomplished through seemingly counterintuitive thinking patterns. Let's embark on a different kind of journey to uncover the hidden codes of thinking within the folds of history that may hold the key to your future. Throughout history, the most successful innovations have come from the most unusual perspectives. Reverse psychology, as a strategy for disrupting tradition, has left its distinctive footprints in a wide range of fields. First, let's look back to an unexpected discovery made by Hermann Schmidt in the early 1900s. While trying to improve a traditional vacuum tube, he mistakenly created the transistor, a tiny device that not only led to the digital revolution, but also gave rise to the era of modern electronics. Then look at the postmodern business giant, Amazon. This company started out as an online bookstore, but Jeff Bezos' vision went far beyond that. By reverse psychology from what the customer wants, he has reorganized the entire business model, and it is now one of the largest online retailers in the world. All because of Bezos' obsession with the core principle of customer first and its reverse application. When it comes to game changers, we have to mention Apple. In the mid-1990s, Apple was not only facing bankruptcy, but also struggling to find its identity and direction. Steve Jobs returned and applied his reverse psychology to everything, from product design to marketing. The most famous example of this is the Think Different campaign, which challenged the rules of advertising as we know them. Instead of showing consumers a product, Apple presented a series of world-changing characters that conveyed a philosophy of being different. Finally, we can't ignore Honda, a traditional Japanese company. In the early days of Honda's entry into the American motorcycle market, their products frequently failed. Honda learned from its failures by not simply fixing the problems, but by overhauling the design and eventually launching the super popular Super Chili Pepper motorcycle. This kind of reverse psychology helped Honda win the US market and build an automobile empire based on it. These examples show that not only is reverse psychology applicable to innovation and problem solving, but that it has played an integral role in shaping the modern world. Next, we'll dive into these stories to learn how reverse psychology, when applied to real-world problems, can spawn unpredictable success. Let's take a deep dive into one of these historical examples to see how reverse psychology has been applied to achieve incredible results. Our story focuses on Apple's Think Different advertising strategy. In 1997, Apple was at a crossroads, with declining market share and a diminished brand image. The advertising market was filled with exaggerated claims about the performance of products, and every company tried to attract consumers by citing the technological advantages of their products. However, when Steve Jobs returned to the helm of Apple, he chose a completely different path, which became a classic case of reverse psychology. Traditional marketing strategies emphasized demonstrating product advantages through technical specifications and performance indicators, i.e., my product is better than yours because ... double quotes. But Apple's Think Different advertising strategy is completely out of this routine. Not directly show any product, but instead show a series of world-changing historical figures, such as Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, John Lennon, etc., who are in their own unique way of thinking, and thus brought about a world-class change. Behind this strategy, Jobs wanted to emphasize not so much the products, but the personalities and values that people could express through the use of Apple products. He wanted customers to buy Apple products not just because of their technical performance, but because they represented a way of thinking and living that was different from the norm. This reverse advertising strategy, which emphasized emotional resonance rather than product features, created a strong brand identity and loyalty. The Think Different ads not only succeeded in reinventing Apple's image, but also inspired a cultural movement that turned Apple from a near-bankrupt company into the tech giant it is today. This case teaches us a valuable lesson. Sometimes, it is not the performance of the product, but the emotions and values of the people that can be promoted through reverse psychology that can truly touch people's hearts and achieve breakthroughs. This case is an excellent example of how reverse thinking can be used in marketing, showing that even in an area that seems to be directly related to a product, changing the way you think and starting with the emotional needs of your customers can open up a path to success. In the next section, we'll look at how this kind of thinking can be applied to everyday problem solving, not just in business strategy. The application of reverse psychology is an innovative problem-solving methodology that can turn our understanding of reality upside down and reveal hidden opportunities. There are a series of insightful steps we can follow in order to dive into this methodology and achieve real breakthroughs. First, we need to define what the problem or goal is that we are working on. Unlike traditional thinking, we need to figure out not only what the goal is, but also ask why it's a problem or why that goal is important. This kind of inquiry helps us understand the challenge at its root, not just its appearance. Reverse psychology requires us to question assumptions that are taken for granted. We need to ask, what happens if what is commonly thought to be the right answer is wrong? Challenging these basic assumptions can overturn limiting thought patterns and pave the way for creating new solutions. Reverse psychology involves switching perspectives and trying to see the same problem from a different angle. For example, how would you handle it if you were a competitor? How would you think if you were from a different industry? True reverse psychology may involve breaking down a problem into its component parts and then reassembling them in an unconventional way. By breaking down and reorganizing the different parts of the problem, you may discover solutions never seen before. Sometimes, reverse psychology means setting limits for yourself. The most creative solutions often come from the biggest constraints. Ask yourself, what if I can only use the resources available to me? Rather than setting straightforward goals, what not to do can sometimes lead us to innovation. Determining what you don't want to accomplish can naturally lead you to areas not previously considered. Instead of searching for an answer, reverse psychology promotes exploration, looking for multiple possible outcomes and evaluating them with an open mind. This can include worst-case scenarios as well as unexpected positive outcomes. Build prototypes and test them in practice. Reverse psychology encourages us to challenge preconceptions and experiment, testing solutions that seem unlikely at first glance and then observing the actual results. Finally, create a feedback loop and use it to refine your solution. It's not just about improving the product, but also about tweaking the way you think. Each step is not isolated. They are interrelated and mutually reinforcing. When applying reverse psychology, it's important to remain open and flexible while being willing to let go of strategies that no longer work. Only then can we open that door to true innovation and success. Reverse psychology is not only an idea, but a strategy that can be practiced through concrete actions. To put reverse thinking into practice, here are some tips for doing so that are both professional and in-depth. At the beginning of starting any project or task, document all assumptions. This includes presuppositions you hold about the market, the customer, the product, or any factors that could affect the outcome. Then, question the validity of these assumptions one by one. This process helps expose blind spots and opportunities that may have been overlooked. Identify a specific reverse objective, such as how can I make this project fail? This rhetorical question can help you identify potential risks and weaknesses. Optimizing the program from this perspective will strengthen the resilience and success of the program. Set some arbitrary limits for yourself, such as time, budget, or resources, and find solutions within those limits. This kind of constrained innovation can spark some very creative ideas and approaches. Start with your end goal, and then work backwards to plan how you will get there each step of the way. This approach helps identify the key actions and milestones necessary to achieve your goal and often reveals a more efficient path. Proactively seek feedback from those who hold different opinions or come from different backgrounds. This diversity of perspectives can provide unexpected insights and solutions, especially when you may be stuck in a mindset fixation. When applying a business frameworks, such as a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, try turning it upside down, focusing on how weaknesses and threats can be turned into strengths and opportunities. When solving a problem, switch to the perspective of a different actor, for example, a competitor, a customer, or even an actor from a completely different industry. This role-playing helps uncover new layers of the problem, which can lead to deriving innovative solution strategies. To evaluate different courses of action, look for metrics that are viewed as negative from a traditional perspective, such as customer complaints. These negative indicators may actually be hidden opportunities that point to where customers really care. Before full deployment, select a small area to conduct a reverse thinking experiment. Observe how the results deviate from expectations, learn from them, and adjust your strategy. This kind of exploratory experimentation can significantly reduce risk while deepening your understanding of the market. With these specialized and in-depth hands-on tips, reverse psychology is no longer just a concept, but a powerful tool in the real world. It prompts us to look at problems in a new light, stimulates innovation, and ultimately propels an individual or organization toward unknown success. After delving into the steps and practical tips of reverse psychology, we can see that reverse psychology is not only a way to solve problems, but also an innovative philosophy of life. It teaches us to question the norm, to challenge the limits of established thinking, and to find new paths to success from failure. The power of reverse thinking is not limited to business strategy or technological innovation. It can also play an important role in our daily lives, personal development, and even in our relationships. By reversing the way problems are presented, we may discover healthier ways of living, more productive ways of learning, and even deeper patterns of interpersonal interaction. Reverse psychology is an important source of innovation in a world defined by speed and change. Thinkers and doers who are able to swim against the current and explore the unknown are often able to open up new paths and opportunities. It's not just about finding a unique solution. It's about building a mindset that can continue to innovate and adapt to change. Reverse psychology also prompts us to reflect on human nature. It reminds us that even in the face of hardship and adversity, hope and opportunity can be found by shifting perspectives and approaches. This way of thinking emphasizes the human capacity to adapt and overcome challenges and encourages us to pursue creativity and meaning despite seemingly impossible situations. Ultimately, reverse psychology is a process of spiritual and elite transformation. It is a journey of release from the confines of conventional thinking in pursuit of self-actualization and creativity. By thinking against the grain, we not only solve our immediate challenges, but in the process, we grow and transform ourselves. In an ever-changing world, reverse thinking provides a unique perspective that helps us find simplicity in complexity, order in chaos, and opportunity in uncertainty. It is this way of thinking that creates pioneers and revolutionaries who can see the invisible and sense the future. With this mindset of curiosity and exploration, let's bravely go into the unknown and create the future we have imagined.